Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. We're actually going to be hanging out in Panama City Beach for the next few days, so we're going to check out some of the attractions. As you can see, we're by this giant ship. This is actually the Ripley's, believe it or not, which is going to be our first stop on this trip. We're going to go to the beach. We're going to go to a couple of little towns outside of Panama City Beach. We're going to go to the filming locations for the Truman Show movie starring Jim Carrey. We'll go over to Destin and probably go have lunch or dinner at Fudpuckers, a really cool gator-infested themed restaurant. And we're going to see what other fun stuff we can find here in Panama City Beach. Like I said, we are in front of the Ripley's, believe it or not, and then across the street is Wonderworks. There's mini golf. We're going to do a lot of fun stuff. So come hang out with us and see all the fun stuff we do. Yeah, this Ripley's is all kind of boat themed, it looks like. And you have these big propellers, and it looks like a sinking Titanic-esque boat with like the lifeboats here sticking out of the ground with bubbling water, and a canoe crashed into the side of the building. But let's head inside and check out the Ripley's, believe it or not, here in Panama City Beach. Inside this Ripley's location in Panama City Beach, they do have 3 attractions: the Ripley's Moving Theater 7D, and then the Ripley's Mirror Maze, and then of course they do have the auditorium, which is what we're going to be checking out today. Right as you enter, you have a car parts store. And we enter right into the Cuban Eye Popper. You have Captain American Iron Man. And of course you have your typical spot where you can cover your tongue, but of course that's a two-way mirror that the other people can see you, but you can't see them. And you have this wooden carved Fiat in a pool. That's pretty cool. And a grate that you can walk across. Ooh. You have Paul Walker drawings. Moving sounds. Art of John Lennon, Scarlett Johansson. This is all made out of stamps. See the president's stamps. And then a Spider-Man, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, made out of actual spider webs. Booga booga. Of course, staple here at Ripley's is the animal oddities. At this Ripley's, you have an 8-legged Siamese cat, overgrown weird skulls, a cow hairball, a unicorn bird, and on this side you have a 2-headed duck, a unicorn lamb, Siamese kittens, miniature chihuahuas, and then Smidget, the smallest horse in the world. They actually taxidermied them and put them here at Ripley's in Panama City Beach. We'll lock up Marilyn Monroe's hair and Elvis Presley's hair. A woolly mammoth tusk. Oh, excuse me, lady. And then, of course, another staple here, the vampire killing kit. Excuse me, sir. Of course, being near the beach, they do have a pretty large nautical section of Ripley's, like the Alaskan king crab here in this case. New Guinea shark gods. And then, of course, a whole thing about shark attacks. And that Rodney's wounds is held together with his wetsuit because that's how he survived from getting attacked by a shark. Shark jaws. trout. and prehistoric shark poop. Never a dull moment here at Ripley's. And of course, this is Panama City Beach's Fiji mermaid. And a Mother Nature's pearl. Giant shark teeth. And of course you have the lizard man and the vampire woman. We were supposed to see the lizard man. He was actually performing at SeaWorld for Hollow Scream this year, but the night that we went, of course, it was right before a hurricane, so everything was kind of canceled, and it rained most of the night, but maybe they'll come back next year. Of course, probably the most famous staple of any Ripley's is the shrunken head. Every Ripley's at least has one shrunken head. This one looks like they have three. There's the one spinning in the middle. And then one on either side here. Kamala the Wolf Girl is hiding back there. I'm not going to show what's hanging from the ceiling because that's gruesome, but you can see by these cow skulls spinning around, of course. And the New Guinea hook figure. And an elephant mask. And on the other side, you have a raincoat and these really cool skulls. I really like that one with the big horns, the Naga's horn skull. I love the theming in some of the rooms in the Ripley's, and of course every Ripley's is different. You have your staples like your shrunken heads and your Fiji mermaids, but they're all different. So if you're ever in a town with a Ripley's, believe it or not, definitely check it out because you never really know what you're going to see in a Ripley's. Ripley's, believe it or not, actually has an entire exhibit on the Titanic, which is why the front of it probably looks like a Titanic-esque ship sinking. It's actually a model that's 4 feet long, and it's actually made all out of matchsticks. Very cool Titanic exhibit here in Ripley's. There's even a replica of where it actually struck the iceberg with real running water and how it started pouring in, and then it kind of just ripple effects from there to sink the entire ship. Love this giant room at Ripley's. There's a bunch of art. This giant, world's largest matchstick model. There's even a playground up here for kids and giant turtles and sharks hanging up in the rafters.
And for the same amount of feed, you get 9 times as weight of crickets. And insect farming uses way less water. Way less.
Good afternoon, Mr. Ripley. There's even a full-size woolly mammoth skeleton here. Ooh, I'm in a box. Boxes and more boxes. What a cool play area. And then, of course, you have the shooting gallery. cricket. Cockroaches. Drum player cockroach. Singer cockroach. Piano player cockroach. And another singer cockroach. Ooh, let's try and grab the jewel. Weird eye camera thing. That's terrifying, but cool at the same time. And then, of course, Robert Wadlow. As you make your way past an actual piece of the Berlin Wall, out the exit to Ripley's Believe It or Not. Ripley's. A lot of really cool, unique things in this. Ripley's in Panama City Beach. We have visited the one in Orlando, in Gatlinburg, and in St. Augustine, which is the original. This is one of the best ones. Amazing exhibits. There's a whole big play area for kids. Of course, you have your staples, the Fiji Mermaid, Robert Wadlow himself, and everything else in between. But a really great Ripley's, and it's a great way to start off our vacation here in Panama City Beach. So we're actually staying near this whole pier area, and actually behind me is a giant Ferris wheel. There's actually a haunted attraction here, a haunted walk-through haunted house. There's a bunch of cool like these bounce trampolines for kids and bumper boats, and it's just a big shopping area with like sugar. I Love Sugar, a big candy store, Ford's Garage, restaurants. Axe throwing is on this side behind me. There's escape rooms and a whole bunch of other fun stuff. So we're going to be checking this out for the next few hours here. But like I said, we are here for the next few days. We're going to be going to different towns around the area. We'll check out the beach. There's a big pier that goes over the ocean. We'll go check that out and see what other fun stuff we can find. So yeah, this is all Pier Park, Panama City Beach. They have a Dick's Last Resort, a Margaritaville, Smoothie King, Kilwins, Del Sol. Bunch of shops and restaurants here down this whole kind of Sunset Promenade area, and you can see those big Pier Park archway here right when you enter in. And then of course just past it is the pier and the beach. We're gonna head down there probably tomorrow, but we'll see. But yeah, this is just all shops and dining and entertainment and Dave & Buster's and arcades and a whole bunch of fun stuff here in Panama Beach, Florida. Beautiful morning here in Panama City Beach. Walking down to the beach. Nice calm waters, and then we'll probably head out onto that pier this morning before going to do some fun stuff later on this afternoon and evening. You don't really have a plan today. We're going to kind of drive around town and see what other fun attractions we can go to. And then tomorrow we're actually going to head over to Destin, Florida and check out that town. So we'll see what fun stuff we can find today. Beautiful white sand, sunshine, and calm waters on this Saturday morning in Panama City Beach, right across from Pier Park where we were last night. Beautiful day on the beach here. Obviously a little bit too cold to be laying out on the beach, but we can still hunt for seashells and check out some of the cool sights underneath the pier in a little bit. But yeah, it's in the 40s right now in Panama City Beach here in February, so there are people enjoying the beach. Nobody's really laying out or anything, but we're gonna head up on the pier next and check that out. Day out, so we figured why not go see some animals. So we're going to check out Zoo World here in Panama City Beach, Florida. There's supposed to be lemurs in here. Look, they're eating. Super nice facility over here. It's all kind of themed to be this airstrip adventure. There's like broken plane parts around the animals and different things to see. You can see the kind of the tapir and the capybara actually have followed us over to this area. Little cute foxes. What are these? Bat-eared fox. See the bat-eared foxes back there? There's also a porcupine kind of hiding in that hut. And then there's a peacock. Huh, there's a porcupine. Kind of in that. You can just see the back of its quills. And then there's a white peacock up there.
I can see him.
And the lions are sleeping like normal. At least we got to see Aurora earlier. That was cool.
I want top.
The alligator swamp. You can see all those gators kind of in the middle.
Yeah,
Reminds me of Gatorland over in Orlando. There's even more on this side. Oh, there's a whole bunch of them. See them all laying out in the sun back there? Oh, looks like these two warthogs are pretty big warthogs. And then next to the warthogs is a giant bear! And a real bear. Hanging out in the back, just sniffing the wind. Good, buddy. It's a very nice facility, actually. Pretty cool areas, pretty unique animals here as well. Ah, yes. The best animal to see, and they all coexist. A snake, a turtle, or tortoise, and a giant ant! Best exhibit here at Zoo World. A tiger back there. He's just eating away a giant chunk of meat.
Oh my goodness, you're so funny. Oh.
Hi, Mr. Goat. We're gonna get some food for you guys. Don't worry about it. Miniature ponies and cows. And then over here, you have deer. Hi there. Hello. Hi, deer. Hi. You get some food for the deer? Yeah?
I want to get food for the deer. Let us get food for the deer.
And you can even feed a giraffe over here as well. So I have like a serpentarium here at Zoo World. There's a black and white tango. Or tigu. Not tango. But look, the snake's in the tree. It's a red-tailed boa. And a green iguana. So it's a serpentarium and other animals. Like tortoises. And apparently a cave system with kangaroos. Yeah, so this is the Snakeatorium here at Zoo World. Hello! Skull. Probably sleeping. I wish I was sleeping. I'm on a rock. Good attractions. You exit through the gift shop. A lot of fun at Zoo World. Really cool exhibits, really cool animals. Some animals I've never actually seen before, which is neat. So yeah, if you're ever in Panama City Beach, definitely come check out Zoo World. There's a lot of fun stuff over here. We're gonna head over to the center of Pier Plaza here in Panama City Beach to go on the Sky Wheel. And there's also a mini golf course, a ropes course, and a couple other fun things here, right in the middle between the big shopping areas next to the movie theater. And away we go on the Sky Wheel in Panama City Beach. Look at that beautiful view of the beach and the ocean and the Gulf of whatever you want to call it these days. Gulf of Margaritaville. That's a better name.
I can see the sea.
You can see
The sea.
how cool that is off in the distance there. And then on this side is the shopping center that we were just talking about, that we just came from. Looks like there's a whole bunch of shops out in the distance there, but looks like we're coming all the way up to the top of the wheel. That's a beautiful view of the ocean.
I can see mini dogs. I see mini dogs. I do.
I hope you enjoy the commentary of children.
One mini dog.
We're at the very top of the Sky Wheel right now. Attraction here in Panama City Beach beautiful views of the ocean. So definitely come check out the Sky Wheel if you're here. They do have deals. We got like a Valentine's Day deal because it's still, I guess, February. It was $18 an adult, and you got this and mini golf. So it's actually a pretty good deal. So just keep checking the website. They do have deals every once in a while while you're here. But it's, like I said, amazing views of the ocean. And even off in this way, you can see like it's kind of like a big marsh area, like the Everglades almost. It's pretty cool. So we're gonna head on back for a little bit, and then tomorrow we're gonna head over to Destin, Florida, and go to a couple places over there, including Footpucker. So we'll be filming that as well. So we'll see you tomorrow. Also here at the Sky Wheel, there is the 18-hole mini golf course and a ropes course, and there's packages. You can do all of it here as well. See that beautiful beach behind me. So today we're actually in Destin, Florida. There's a few other towns on our way back to Panama City Beach that we're gonna head to hopefully today, depending on the weather. It's supposed to be rainy all day today. If not, we'll go tomorrow. We're gonna go to Seaside and Rosemary Beach hopefully, but we figured stop here in Destin, Florida. We're gonna check out the beautiful beaches. There's a Bass Pro Shop here we'll probably go look at and see what other fun stuff we can do intermediate throughout the rain today. Beautiful sand beach down here, and it's so soft. The sand is very soft. I like this walkway that you can kind of get your feet cleaned off before heading up the wood ramps to the car. Yeah, you can see that rain coming in for sure. Definitely a rainy day here in Destin, Florida. But figured a good indoor place is Bass Pro Shop. You can see that giant shark hanging there. And then there's actually a fishbowl bowling alley that's owned by Bass Pro Shop. We're probably going to go check that out in a little bit as well.
What the heck?
course, every Bass Pro Shop has to have some kind of fish tank, and it looks like this one's actually saltwater.
No, she was laughing.
Because you have look downs in here
Look at it.
and some squirrel eyes, but always cool to check out the different Bass Pro Shops. This one looks like it's like a fishing shack. You can see it says Destin, Florida up there with the fake fish hanging out.
We don't need it. We don't need it.
Very cool, old school looking Bass Pro Shop here. One day we'll make it up to the original Bass Pro Shop in Springfield, Missouri, and go to the museum. There's a big taxidermy museum attached to it, so we'll definitely head up there eventually. And hopefully, with the help of everybody watching and the subscriptions we get, we can be bringing those videos to you years down the road. Now we're gonna head next door to Bass Pro Shop to Fishbowl and play some bowling. The ball returns here at Fishbowl. The giant alligator and shark fish returns as you hit it. And of course, like Bass Pro Shop, there's taxidermy everywhere, even above the bar. And we have made it to one of the places that I am very excited that we're here, Fuddpuckers. It's a restaurant right off the main drive here in Destin, Florida, and it's super tacky, super cool, like this giant crawfish in a boat. Yeah, as we make our way up to the entrance, you can see that bus sticking out of the side of the building and this giant 19-foot world record alligator taxidermy. Let's go check it out. Oh, here's another big Jake. He was 15 feet. That's a crocodile, not an alligator, but super cool. Looks like they have an alligator show going on right now down there in the alligator pit. You see little baby gators down there on the wood. Super cool. Of course, there's a gift shop.
Now, once they mature about 6 years of age, 6.5 to a month, they go ahead and realize that they're big and strong. You're not going to
Let's sit inside the Fuddpuckers, a gator museum, and then the restaurant. So we'll go check out the gator museum first.
Alligators do not like the rain. So the rest of our alligators, the other 60 of them, are actually buried in the mud at the bottom of this pond right now. They're down there holding whatever heat
Gator
is
Beach
possible.
here
They
at
bury themselves in all that
Fuddpuckers.
mud. And it works like a little blanket holding in whatever heat they have. And it also keeps them safe from that rain. Now these guys are actually currently in a hibernated like state called brumation. So during that state, they go ahead and slow their
There's
heart
a
rate down
skeleton!
just a couple beats a minute. They go ahead and just bury themselves in some mud, take a little nap, come back up, take a breath of air, go back down there. And then they'll stay in that state until temperatures are consistently above about 65 to 70 degrees. Once temperatures are above that for at least a
Gator
week straight, that's
food.
when these guys will start to become a little bit more active.
And yeah, it looks like there's an alligator discovery zone. So let's go see what's in here. Look, there's some baby gators. See the baby gators swimming around in there? There's so many little baby gators. This one's sleeping. And then, of course, you can tell the difference between an American crocodile for the V-shaped nose and the alligator for the U-shaped nose. This exhibit here is all about invasive species in Florida and how crazy it is that snakes that big can be so invasive that they actually swallow alligators. Love the taxidermy here. It's an albino alligator. Another taxidermy gator there. And these are different sized alligator eggs. Look at all the sleeping baby gators under the dock. The ultimate showdown. Bobcat versus Mama Gator. And then this is kind of a display of how the waters here in Florida. You can have an alligator gar, alligator snapping turtle, or an alligator. None of them are related to one another, of course. And then, of course, there's two gators in this tank.
These guys will be swimming for quite a while after they go home and take a little jog and drown a whole bunch. Now they're about to use it over and run like 10 meters.
You can even sit on an alligator.
And these guys are the exact same way. Now let's say...
And then, yeah, you can see those little baby gators on the ground steps as they are going on with the gator show here.
These guys also don't need to eat a whole lot. Now these guys are ambush predators, so they are capable of really impressive movements in short amounts of time because they have to be in order to grab whatever they're trying to go after.
There's also gators down
And
there
everyone
as well.
knows alligators are incredibly strong animals, but believe it or not, these guys do not eat anything big. Alligators do not have the ability to chew, so whatever they eat, they have to be able to swallow whole. So alligators in this pond here between 2 and 4 years of age are going to eat things like small frogs, bugs, baby birds, little lizards, mice, rats, and stuff like that. The North American alligators...
There's even more baby gators. They're all huddled up because it's raining and cold out.
Things like raccoons and possums. So these guys, what they do, they actually lay near the edge of whatever body is. You can tell where things are, how big they are, how fast they're moving, all that really important information that they need to know what might be food and what might not be. So if they feel like it's something small enough, then they can actually jump and lunge almost their entire body length out of that water just super quick. Their reaction speed is about 50 milliseconds, which is about 4 times faster than our reaction speed.
So many baby gators.
Incredibly fast, strong, powerful animals when they want to be. They just for the most
They even
part,
have a photo
they'd rather
studio where you
just
can
be
take
doing this
pictures
all
of the
day
baby
long
gator.
and not have to go do anything at all. Now the reason these guys are so fast and strong.
Love the design of the restaurant. I also love that all of the walls are covered in Sharpie. Where they're writing their names and stuff on the walls. over in this little town of Seaside, Florida. Beautiful little street here that we're walking down. Turn the camera on so you can see in. And if you are any movie buffs out there, this is the little town that The Truman Show starring Jim Carrey was filmed in. And just up here on the right hand side is his house. So this is kind of where the poles would have been set up with the cameras in them to film Truman. And his neighbor lived across the street, which is that house right there. But right here, number 31 or 36 was the house that Truman lived in from the Truman Show. That's where he uttered the famous line, "In case I don't see you, good afternoon, good evening, and good night." We're going to head deeper into town to see a few more of the filming locations. Super cool to be walking through the filming locations for Truman Show. It's one of my favorite movies. But we're kind of coming up to this square, this market square. This is another major part of the Truman Show. It was filmed here. So this is Market Square. They kind of have it walled off so you can kind of just walk the middle, but this is where the market is that his friend works in. The post office is right up ahead. That was part of the location too. But like as you see, there's just little nods, and if you're a big film buff and fan of the movie, you definitely can see all the little cool hidden details and little details from the movie. Again, of course, it's changed many a year and design since the movie was filmed here, but very cool to go walk through kind of the famous scene in the movie where they're searching for Truman after he escapes out of the house, where they're kind of arm in arm walking through the street. That was all filmed right here on this main street. And then this is the United States Post Office, which is very cool. And then up here is Monica Market, which is where his friend works. So we'll head inside there and we can check out inside as well. If you look kind of off in the distance before we go into the market, you can see that tower. That's another distinct landmark from the film. But yeah, really cool to see the market street here, and you're able to just kind of walk the street and check everything out. Very cool to be walking these aisles and kind of seeing the layout of the store from when it was filmed, where his friend worked here, where he came in when he started realizing he was being watched, or he was getting paranoid that he was being watched. They even have the ladder that they used in the film. Yeah. Trying to find the gazebo that they drive around in the film when he's like going crazy and trying to he like essentially kidnaps his wife and drives in circles around the gazebo. So he asked a few. There it is. So yeah, straight ahead of us, if you look, that's the gazebo from the film that they drive around in circles with when he essentially kidnaps his wife and starts kind of figuring out bits and pieces that he's being watched the entire time. Obviously it looks much different in the surrounding areas today, but this is the gazebo from the film. Now we're going to drive in circles a few times. Good thing there's nobody just sitting out here staring at us. It's a nice little town here in Seaside, Florida. Not even just because it was the filming location for Truman Show, but it's just a very quaint little town. No pun intended, but it's a really pretty seaside town. We're going to start making our way back to Panama City now. We might stop at a couple places on the way there, but we will see. Tomorrow we have a whole nother day in Panama City before heading back to Central Florida on Tuesday. We're driving to currently is Rosemary Beach on our way back to Panama City Beach. It's a very German architecturally designed town. There's a whole like market center area. The rain is picking up, so we're probably just going to stay in the car, but it's a very beautiful drive here with all the big oak trees, and then you kind of exit out on the other side of town back towards the beach. Another nice morning here in Panama City Beach. They were actually going to head to the pier today. Finally. Hopefully we can walk all the way down to the end and the weather holds out. But it said it was supposed to be a clear day today. Unlike yesterday, it got so gloomy and rainy all afternoon. But beautiful day, beautiful ocean there. We'll walk the beach again. And see what other fun stuff we can find up and down the main parkway here in Panama City Beach. Finally made it over to the pier. It is $4 for you to enter the pier, and there's also different fees if you're going to fish off the pier. But of course you got beautiful views of the white sand beaches and the ocean, so we'll go all the way to the end and see what we can find. all the way to the end of the pier. It's a very long pier, actually, and you can see those rain squalls further out. That's kind of moving down the state of Florida. I know in Central Florida today, it's supposed to be raining all up and down the entire state. So what we had here in Panama City Beach yesterday is probably what they're having down the rest of the state today. But it's kind of cool. You can kind of see really far and see those rain showers off in the distance blocking those skyscraper hotels along the beach. But yeah, it's a pretty long beach, or a pretty long pier. Really cool to be out this far into the ocean. Kind of look down and see if there's anything in the water, but there's a few people fishing off the beach, but it doesn't look like they're catching anything yet. But to think that's all just endless ocean out there, it's really cool. Why not just step on the beach for a little bit after going down that pier to the very end and see what kind of shells we can find. You see the tractor prints here of the tractor that we saw go by while we were on the pier.
Mother, Mother Ocean, I have heard you call. Wanted to sail upon your waters since I was 3 feet tall. You seen it all. You seen it all. Watch the men who rode you switch from sails to steam. In your belly you hold the treasures you have ever seen. Most of them dream. Most of them dream. Yes, I am a pirate. 200 years too late. The cannons don't thunder. There's nothing to plunder. I'm an overboarded victim of fate. Arriving too late.
Definitely the best time to come shell hunting is in the morning. Look at all these shells down here. We even found giant pieces of sand dollars out already too. So we stopped over here to check out Goofy Golf. I don't know if they're open or what's kind of going on. We've been kind of following over here every day that we've been in Panama City just because we wanted to come play the course because it's one of the original Goofy Golf locations. But I don't know if they're going to be open. I know a lot of the attractions here in Panama City actually are seasonal. So this may be one of them that's seasonal. I know in the window it says that they're coming back at like 4 p.m., but every time we've driven by, there's been no activity in the parking lot or anything, but figured we can at least come by and see the really cool, amazing fiberglass statues here at Goofy Golf in Panama City. And as you can see, Ripley's believing it out across the street. Today, we're hanging out at Wonderworks. We're going to go check out the Panama City location of Wonderworks. It's actually the first time I have covered a Wonderworks here on this channel, so let's go head inside and see what fun stuff we can find inside Wonderworks. Of course, you have that classic upside-down building with the smoke coming out of the bottom. You can see the Supex or FedEx box up there. The building's completely upside down. And then you have this painted derpy seahorse out front. Always love the theming at Wonderworks. This is like the disaster area, so you have electromagnetism where you can get electrocuted. Let's do it. Put your hand in this metal. See? And you hit the button. It's gonna get very windy.
According to the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale, a Category 1 hurricane contains winds of 74 miles per hour. A Category 5 hurricane contains wind speeds of 155 miles per hour and greater. In 1992, Hurricane Andrew swept across Florida and Louisiana. This was a Category 4 and resulted in 58 deaths and approximately $27 billion in damages. The winds in this simulator only reach up to 65 miles per hour. Imagine being caught by winds greater than the ones you are about to experience.
Like at Ripley's, they do have the how long can you keep your hand in the icy cold waters of the Titanic, and of course they do have a replica of the Titanic. And then on this side, it's actually how steep it was as the ship was sinking. So you can kind of climb yourself up to see how steep it was when the ship was sinking. Watch water defy gravity. What is this, Alphaba? Of course, you have these upcharges where you can do like the anti-gravity 360 machine or the monster truck simulator. on the second floor, they have a lot of more interactive stuff. There's flight simulators. You have this like giant piano. There's like an alien stompy game and a bubble lab where you can play with bubbles and stuff. What if I just did all my videos on this channel like this? Ow, 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 ow. Ah. I hope you guys subscribe to these videos. I do this for you. Unfortunately, I can't go to Wonderworks without doing the bed of nails.
If you don't mind, well, my friend, it doesn't matter. So go on. Be carefree like a little baby. But first, give Zoltar a little money, and I will give you a fortune.
Always, Zoltar. We always have to give you $1 every time we see you. What? You didn't give me a fortune. Let's see. Oh, an eagle appeared. On the top floor here in Wonderworks, you have a pretty cool ropes course, and then there's also restrooms, a snack bar, and like bumper car 360 things. Adventure takes us to Rainforest Dayglow Mini Golf. This should be fun and interesting. Giant cobra. Jaguar on a Jeep. It's actually pretty cool in here. This is located across the street from Zoo World, where we went to a couple days ago. a cool place. Definitely come check out Rainforest Eagle Mini Golf if you ever make it into town. But there's a lot of really cool stuff here. It looks like we do end up going into a prehistoric dinosaur section. We'll head that way. I love that you kind of enter into this dinosaur section. Little baby dinosaurs and eggs here. Hadrosaur egg. Wow, this is neat. Look, and then you come in, there's a full-size Brachiosaurus and a Triceratops. What's in here? Big dark rock. Dinosaur bones on the wall. Oh, neat. And that's the final horror. It's a giant Carnotaurus head. That's awesome. Coolest thing is here at Rainforest Eagle Mini Golf. There's another location in Destin, Florida as well, so there's 2 locations. They're talking about expanding into different cities in Florida. Hopefully that happens, because, I mean, you can't beat this. This giant Carnotaurus head is really freaking cool. Looks like we caught Goofy Golf on day 1 of opening for the season. So we'll check out these courses and amazing fiberglass creatures here. Oh, this is so cool. Look at this spinning haunted house hole with these weird spooky trees. There's also a cave you can walk through. Of all the mini golf courses that we have done and have been to, this is probably one of the best ones. I love how vintage this is. It's the best. This cool cave you get to walk through halfway through the first course. Oh, this is awesome. Just to think all this is handmade. So cool. Look at this tree. This giant face in the wall. There's this platform where you just kind of walk up here and just overlook the whole course. I love those red glowing eyes of the monkey. The same exact fiberglass statue has been here since 1959 when this Goofy Golf actually opened. This is the second oldest Goofy Golf. The oldest one is actually a little bit further down the Panhandle in Florida that you can go check out. But love, love, love this monkey.
some more fun too.
Last hole, if you look inside, there's a weird frog monster where you get a special like hole in one or whatever in there. I love this iconic purple dinosaur right outside of Goofy Golf, and you actually can go inside. Pretty cool, huh? This is the second course here at Goofy Golf. Love this giant alligator that opens and closes his mouth. Looks like there's a pirate ship and another haunted castle. Ooh, and kitty cats. That kitty cat just ran up the palm tree. And now he's on the roof. This hole, you actually get to climb onto this pirate ship facing the giant Easter Island head. We get to climb up into the Easter Island head, so we're gonna head up there and see what is up here. It's very thin staircase to get all the way up to the top. You climb up to the top of the Easter Island head and get a beautiful view of Goofy Golf, the main parkway here in Panama City, the beach, the other course that we did. And if you look, that cat is on the roof still. What is he doing on the roof? Roof cat, roof cat. It's a monkey being pulled by a giant dinosaur. Okay, it's a giant spider web, of course, but what is it lifting? Why does it? Oh, it's a spider. Okay, it's a fuzzy spider. I thought it was one of the cats that lived here on the courses, but apparently not. It's a fuzzy spider. The fish in this one, if you hit it into the snake's mouth, you get a free game. Goofy Golf, this is awesome. This is the best mini golf course that I have played. We love playing mini golf courses like this, but this one for sure is the best one. Love the classicness, love just the look of it. It's that classic 1950s mini golf course. If you ever see any of these on the road, traveling across the United States, stop and play them because they're so much fun. They're so old school and vintage. It's so much fun to be here. Still can't beat views like that. But thank you for joining us here in Panama City Beach, Florida. We did travel up to Destin for a little bit and Seaside to see the filming locations for the Truman Show. We got to check out the Ripley's Believe It or Not, Zoo World. What else did we do? We did a lot of fun stuff here. We did the Sky Wheel, walked around the shops down here. I went to Margaritaville, and we got a lot of fun stuff coming up. Like I keep saying, in June, we do have Epic Universe. We have tickets and reservations at Helios Grand, so definitely subscribe to the channel so that way you can make sure you get those alerts for when those videos come up. They are going to be doing Universal. They're currently doing Universal team member previews, and then hopefully they're going to do annual pass previews. So hopefully we'll be able to get some Epic Universe content over to y'all before we go in June. But we do have dates in June that we are going to be going for a full day throughout the whole park. What else we got coming up? We're going to head down to Fort Lauderdale for Tortuga Music Festival soon, and a lot of other fun stuff. So subscribe to the channel, like these videos, share these videos, whatever you support we can get, we appreciate. We love doing this stuff. We love bringing this content to y'all, and we really appreciate all the support we've gotten so far in the past few years doing this. I know it's a slow moving to get up there, but we love what we do. We love showing you these amazing places, and hopefully eventually we're going to start going outside of Florida or more unique spots in Florida, kind of like Panama City. We're here for this trip, and Destin and Seaside, but Yeah, we really appreciate all the support we get for these channels. We love what we do. We've gotten inspired for so many different creators here on YouTube, especially Carpetbagger and Adam the Woo and guys like that. Has been a big inspiration for me. But we really appreciate all the support we get and continue to get. If there's any places in the Central Florida area we'd like us to see cover, leave a comment in the comment section, and we will do our best to get over there. But until then, we will see you next time on the beach.